Thanos is dead. The Infinity Watch is about to assemble, and Requiem is on the loose. What could possibly go wrong in Infinity Wars #1? Hit it. Hey, before we get into this, make sure you go down, click subscribe, and so you can follow all this great action for the Infinity War and everything else we're doing here on the channel. Alright, so we're kicking off with Infinity Wars 1, and it begins with Gamora. Gamora is talking to Peter Quill at the bar, and Peter's just kind of shot. He's had it. He does not want to go on this mission with Gamora. He thinks it's dangerous. It's going to get people killed, and she won't accept that. She is bound and determined that she wants to form the Infinity Watch. She wants to not only get the Soul Stone, she wants to get all of the stones. And Peter Quill again shoots her down, but she asks him, says, "Hey, look, do something for me. Do not go to the gathering of the Infinity Watch. That's convenient. Don't do it." And Star-Lord's like, "Look, I don't have a choice. Do you think I want to walk around with an Infinity Stone the rest of my life? That'd be like the longest, dumbest suicide attempt in the history of anything. And it's got to be protected. The stone cannot just be out there. It's got to be protected by someone, and the Infinity Watch is the ones that should do it. It's meant to be. That's what needs to happen." But he then looks up at Gamora and says, "But then maybe it was meant to be, but maybe you and I could." And Gamora just puts one on him, just locks lips with him. Then she turns around and she walks away. And when Star-Lord comes back down to the ship, Groot just says, "Hey, I told you Gamora wasn't going to join us." And Star-Lord's just down, man. He is beat. And he flat out tells Groot and Raccoon that get this through your thick bark, there is no more Guardians of the Galaxy. And well, since the Guardians are kind of a downer right now, let's go talk about Turk Barrett, because every issue that Turk Barrett is in so far through Infinity Countdown and now into Infinity Wars, I like him more and more. He has went, you just check it out, he has went and bought the best team money can buy. He's got Tombstone there, Bullseye, Sandman, Spot, Typhoid Mary. He has got a team around him, and like I said, the best team money can buy. You ain't messing with him. He's got all these Spider-Man villains. You can't mess with him. It's just awesome that this him running Kingpin style. Now I'm gonna tell you, Bullseye had me rolling. He straight up asks Turk Barrett, "Hey, should I kill the cyclist?" And he's like, "Nah, I just peeked inside his mind. He's just a cyclist." He's like, "Yeah, but they really slow down traffic." And that has me rolling, because they do a bike race every year, a couple times a year, right down the road I live on. And if you did not remember, for whatever reason, that they were running that day, they are spread out for miles, and it takes forever to get anywhere, and it kills me. So Bullseye, man, I can relate, straight up. The Guardians arrive on Earth with the Power Stone, and I don't know if you know this, they hate Earth. And then you have you're off to Doctor Strange, and Captain Marvel is just arriving. And Doctor Strange does a nice thing and just asks her, "Hey, how's your Kree situation?" And Captain Marvel shows that she doesn't human very well, and they're tired of being punched, probably. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's great. You're super. She asks where the Avengers are, and now they're keeping a couple of the Avengers back and out of sight, just in case. And then Captain Marvel brings up that I don't think we should be doing this on Earth, and Doctor Strange agrees, but he says that some of the attendees weren't really comfortable leaving the planet right as Turk and his crew show up. And Bullseye loses it. He sees Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and he absolutely loses it. He is just rolling, tears coming down his eyes. He's having it. And then we get this 2-page spread of the Infinity Watch gathering. But real quick, if you start looking, you'll notice that somebody's missing. You know who that somebody is? Wolverine? No, I'm just kidding. It's not Wolverine. It's actually Black Widow. And that starts some people asking questions real quick. So Bullseye notices it, asks where the Space Stone is, and Doctor Strange right away whips out the phone and says, hey, as you suspected, they want proof that you're here. And Turk is ticked. He's like, hey, why does she get to phone the meeting in? And Doctor Strange tries to say, hey, this is for your safety, not hers. And Bullseye starts to do some unnecessary cursing, and he gets hushed by a round right through his ace of spades there. And Doctor Strange, after that, quickly tries to grab control of the meeting and says, look, if the Space Stone needs to change hands, it is present. You've been here, you've been summoned today because you hold an Infinity Stone. And this group is the new Infinity Watch. And we have to protect the stones, preferably off of Earth. And Turk Barrett just like, nope, pass. And from here, things just kind of start getting a little heated. You got a big standoff, and you got a bunch of people on edge, and Peter Quill and Turk Barrett get into it a little bit. Tombstone pulls a gun on Rocket, and Rocket tells him, "You put the gun down, or put the toy down," and Tombstone calls him a Muppet. So that's and then Adam Warlock tries to, hey, there's something more important here. There's something wrong with the Soul Stone. It feels like it is starved. Captain Marvel chimes in that they should be separated, and no one should know the location of more than one stone. And Doctor Strange makes the point that, look, Thanos is going to come for these things. Our best opportunity to deal with him is armed with all 6 of the stones. We'd have the upper hand on him. And then the Reality Stone and the Time Stone, Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange get them close together, and they speed up the possibility to see the endless number of realities out there and possibilities. And at that moment, they are hit with a vision of Thanos beheaded, laying on the ground, and it's Adam Warlock and all his proper etiquette is, Thanos has been removed from the board, but by whom? And I don't understand this part. This part didn't make any sense to me. Turk Barrett and Bullseye are, Turk asks, who's Thanos? And Bullseye says, that's some dead guy, I guess. But Thanos has come to Earth before. He in Civil War II, at the beginning of it, did his number on War Machine. I believe that whole thing happened on Earth. I mean, I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments, but it wouldn't be the first time he came to Earth, right? And he's kind of a big deal. I mean, I guess I don't know what's considered secret and what's considered general information in the Marvel Galaxy anymore. But Adam Warlock tries to make the point that this is probably one of the most unnerving things that he's ever seen. And Turk Barrett has to pipe up and call him Bargain Bin David Bowie, and said he's seen some pretty unnerving things. And Adam Warlock points at him and says, hey, let this headless body be a warning to you if you wish to pursue your claim to the bitter end, because this is what's going to happen to you. And that from there, we are off to my boy Loki. Loki has arrived at the God Quarry, and he pops out of the boat. He is fully intent on finding whatever is going to make him able to help break this curse on him to where he is constantly failing to achieve his goals. And he steps out, boom, right off the bat, silent. He says, hey, I'm Loki. And they're, silence! And then the witches say, infinity's end is here. And he starts to try to ask about the Quarry of Creation, and of course Floa has to make a smart aleck comment, and he is about to, I've had enough of you. And as soon as he does, he gets this pop in right beside him, and it is another Loki. This Loki is sporting the Infinity Stones and Mjolnir, and real quick realizes he's been hit so hard he's been knocked into another reality. This hero Loki asking, or I guess they're calling him Loki, Odin's son, and he's like, hey, you're my counterpart. He's like, yeah, but not quite. And where are all your Infinity Stones? Where's your Mjolnir? And are you you're not going to breach into the original universe without him. And what hope do you have of winning against Requiem and Devondra? And Super Loki or whatever you want to call him is well, this universe seems doomed, and he's going back through to his fight. And Loki's actually about to bury a knife in his back, and Floa has to remind him that his stones only work in his universe. Loki's frustrated, but he's like, "Hey, why don't you help me break through into the whatever's below the God Quarry, below the sediment and help me find out what it is?" And Super Loki here gets a good laugh right as he gets ripped away by a tentacle, and you get this shot of this whatever it is, and you got Hawkeye in there. I kind of it's like I can see some of these dudes, but Hawkeye, okay, Hawkeye is the man. I do not underestimate Hawkeye, but okay. And Super Loki charges in. Floa says she thinks it's a Soul Eater, and right after that they get sprayed with blood. We don't know what's from, but we know that Loki has to. He's like, I have to find the stones, and this original universe is stuck, and he's like, I must see why this trick keeps being played on me, why I can't be successful, why I can't be on the throne. And Loki, Floa comes back with, "You think you could do better than the other Loki?" And Loki points out he was clearly not the superior Loki. And he's like, "Well, he did have a hammer." And I was like, "Well, you're going to see Loki at work here. I have a feeling Loki is the key to this whole Infinity Wars thing moving forward." But before we can figure that out, we're taken back to Earth, where they are still trying to figure out what to do. And basically, Turk Barrett is becoming the stumbling block here, because he does not want to give up the Mind Stone. And what he does is he points out the fact that, hey, now that I'm using the Mind Stone again real quick, he calls Star-Lord Han Solo, and says straight up, they're faking. Their stone is a dud. And Peter Quill's like, what are you talking about? He reaches in the box, and it's not there. It's a hologram. And Raccoon, Drax, nobody's like, oh. Drax breaks out his "Where's Gamora?" and Groot and Sandman both blow up, and Sandman overreacts. It's a trap. People start swinging, and it is on. And then right at that time, Peter yells over at Turk and says, "You said you could hear through the stone. Where is it?" And Turk just looks up and says, it looks to the sky and says, "Up." And Iron Man and Thor are over the battle, and they say, "Well, they've uncorked the violence. Shall we go down?" And right when they are about to go, something strikes, and it lights up Iron Man. And luckily Thor's there to catch him. And you have this epic battle breakout. Drax crushing Tombstone. Just all heck breaks loose, and Doctor Strange telling Turk that he'll live to regret this. And then Requiem arrives, just blows everyone away, crashes to the ground, says, "Give me the stones and no one else will need to pay the price." And she just casually tosses Thanos' head out on the ground towards the Guardians, Doctor Strange, Adam Warlock, and says, "I don't intend harm. Trust me by my deeds." And they just look down, and Drax looks forward and says, "Who are you?" And this is where Thanos said, "I was conducting his Requiem." That's as good a name as any. And there's no indication that Drax attacked. She just flat out knocked him through multiple buildings. At that point, the rest of the Guardians go after Groot. Goes forward and loses a couple limbs, and Peter Quill bum rushes her, hits her with freezes her with his ray, and Raccoon straight up blasts her in the face and just lets her have it. And that's when they realize it's Gamora. And Raccoon here says, "Oh, hi, Gamora." And Peter loses it. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And Gamora tries to say, I've tried to be nice. And they realize, Doctor Strange tells Peter, hey, be careful. That's the Power Stone in the hilt of that sword. And Peter Quill is just, listen, Gamora, do you know why you're doing this? And he tries to say, look, you've been programmed by Thanos. And she says, Thanos is gone. And she wants the Soul Stone so she could fix what is broken. So get out of her way. She says, get out of my way. Or what? And Peter Quill throws up his arms. Or what? You're not going to kill me. And Gamora gets this look in her eyes and says, nothing ever dies, Peter. And she runs him through with the sword, and has the saddest look on her eyes when she does it. And that ends Infinity Countdown #1 with Gamora killing Peter Quill, Star-Lord, the Guardians of the Galaxy. No more. That's crazy, right? Well, she's been acting weird the entire time during Infinity Gauntlet, or not Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Wars, Infinity Countdown. She was acting nuts. And this not having her complete soul, or not having her soul, having that piece of her missing, is driving her crazy. And we're going to have to see how far she's going to go. She's already killed one of her best friends. She took a swipe at Drax like you wouldn't believe, and she definitely put a hurting on Groot there. So how far is she willing to go to pursue the Soul Stone? We're going to have to find out in Infinity Wars 2. I'll tell you guys, I'm into this. I'm enjoying this storyline. It's had some quirks. It's had some turns. But as of right now, I'm really enjoying it. I think the art in this has been really good. I've enjoyed it. They've been nice comics to read. They're visually spectacular. I've really enjoyed them so far. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. But guys, if you haven't, don't forget to click subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And make sure you share this video if you liked it with your friends trying to grow the channel. And I could always use your help in doing that, guys. So that's all I got. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Real Comic Stacks out.